Have you ever wondered why airplane cabins sometimes feel like a frozen tundra while other times they resemble a sauna? A curious traveler flying from New York City to Toronto late one evening stumbled upon something peculiar that would spark a viral sensation online. As she settled into her seat, her eyes wandered to a neighbor's entertainment screen, where she noticed 27C displayed prominently in the corner. Looking forward, another passenger's screen showed 26C. At first glance, she assumed these numbers represented the destination temperature in Celsius, perhaps indicating a balmy tropical paradise awaiting their arrival. However, reality quickly set in when she remembered she was heading to Toronto in late October, hardly a tropical destination. The mystery deepened as she observed different numbers on different screens throughout the cabin. After much contemplation and help from fellow social media users, the truth emerged. These weren't temperature readings at all, but rather seat location identifiers. This viral moment opened the door to a fascinating exploration of how aircraft temperature systems actually work, revealing a complex world of climate control engineering that most passengers never consider during their flights. Understanding cabin temperature zones. Modern aircraft are marvels of environmental engineering, designed to maintain comfortable conditions at altitudes where outside temperatures plummet to -70°F. Commercial airplanes typically divide their cabins into multiple distinct zones, each equipped with its own sophisticated air conditioning system and dedicated controller. These control panels function similarly to residential thermostats but feature individual dial settings for each designated cabin area, allowing for precise temperature management throughout the aircraft. The result of this zoned approach means that passengers sitting in different sections may indeed experience slightly varying temperatures during their journey. Flight crews generally program these systems to maintain temperatures between 71 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit, mirroring the comfort range most people prefer in their homes. Interestingly, cabin crews tend to favor the cooler end of this spectrum, particularly during morning and afternoon flights in summer months. This preference stems from the understanding that human body temperatures vary significantly, and a slightly cooler environment proves more universally comfortable than one that's too warm. The science behind cooler cabins. Airlines have compelling physiological reasons for maintaining cabin temperatures on the cooler side of the comfort spectrum. When passengers feel slightly chilly, they can easily add layers of clothing or request blankets, but dealing with excessive heat presents far more challenging problems. Warm, stuffy air creates an oppressive atmosphere that makes breathing more difficult, especially at altitude where cabin pressure already differs from ground level. Research has demonstrated that passengers suffering from motion sickness experience significantly worse symptoms when flying through turbulence in warmer cabin temperatures. The psychological and physical impacts of cabin temperature extend beyond mere comfort considerations. Overheated environments can lead to dizziness, confusion, and in extreme cases, loss of consciousness among both passengers and crew members. One flight attendant's harrowing account describes experiencing these exact symptoms, ultimately blacking out due to excessive cabin heat. Another incident in Florida saw passengers endure a 1-hour delay because the cabin temperature soared to 93 degrees Fahrenheit. The gate agent refused to board passengers until the temperature dropped to at least 85 degrees, and remarkably, this scorching situation occurred before sunrise, highlighting how quickly aircraft can become dangerously hot. Temperature in the cargo hold. While passengers enjoy climate-controlled comfort in the cabin, the cargo hold beneath their feet experiences quite different conditions. The conditioned air from the passenger cabin circulates down into the belly of the aircraft, but temperatures in these compartments vary significantly based on the aircraft type and cargo requirements. Standard cargo areas are typically cooler and less insulated than passenger cabins, with temperatures fluctuating based on altitude, outside conditions, and the aircraft's heating systems. These varying conditions serve different purposes, from preserving temperature-sensitive freight to accommodating special cargo needs. However, airlines maintain strict protocols for live animal transport, recognizing that pets require carefully controlled conditions. Modern regulations and airline policies mandate that cargo compartments designated for pet travel maintain temperatures between 45 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit throughout the journey. Airlines actively monitor and adjust these temperatures during flight, ensuring conditions remain within safe ranges for animal welfare. Pet owners should know that while cargo travel isn't ideal for their companions, airlines have implemented increasingly sophisticated temperature management systems specifically designed to protect live animals during transport, reflecting growing awareness of animal welfare standards in aviation. Ground air and preconditioning systems. Understanding where aircraft obtain their conditioned air reveals a complex system involving 3 primary sources, each serving different phases of flight operations. When an airplane parks at the gate, it typically relies on preconditioned air, commonly abbreviated as PCA, which flows from substantial ground-based air conditioning units. Passengers might notice large yellow tubes connecting to the aircraft fuselage, serving as conduits for this temperature-controlled air. Some airports deploy gas-powered air conditioning carts as mobile alternatives when fixed systems aren't available or practical. Ground-based air conditioning offers significant advantages over running the aircraft's own systems while parked. These systems operate on electricity, making them considerably cheaper, cleaner, and quieter than firing up the plane's engines or auxiliary systems. However, ground air systems don't always maintain adequate cooling capacity, particularly during scorching summer days or when the connection hoses develop kinks that restrict airflow. Airports in notoriously hot climates like Las Vegas and Phoenix have invested heavily in the most advanced ground air systems in the United States, recognizing that adequate pre-cooling proves essential for passenger comfort and operational efficiency in extreme heat conditions. Auxiliary power and engine systems. When ground air proves insufficient or unavailable, aircraft employ their auxiliary power unit, universally known as the APU among aviation professionals. This miniature engine, typically housed in the aircraft's tail section, functions as a self-contained power generation and air conditioning system. The APU serves as the second line of defense for maintaining cabin comfort, capable of operating effectively even during the most oppressive heat waves. During brief layovers, the APU often remains active throughout the entire ground stop to ensure continuous passenger comfort. As departure time approaches, flight crews execute a carefully choreographed transition from ground systems to the aircraft's own power sources. The APU activates just moments before ground crews disconnect the external air conditioning tubes, ensuring uninterrupted climate control. Once the main engines start, typically after pushback from the gate, they assume responsibility for cabin air conditioning alongside their primary function of propulsion. These powerful engines maintain comfortable temperatures throughout the flight while simultaneously managing the critical cabin pressurization systems that make high-altitude flights survivable. However, cost-conscious airlines sometimes restrict APU and engine usage while at the gate, forcing passengers to endure uncomfortable temperatures as a fuel-saving measure. Heat's impact on flight operations. Scorching temperatures create challenges that extend far beyond passenger comfort, fundamentally affecting an aircraft's ability to achieve flight. Airplanes combat gravity through lift, the aerodynamic force generated as air molecules flow over and under the wings at high speed. When atmospheric temperatures rise, air expands and becomes less dense, meaning fewer molecules exist in any given volume to generate the necessary lift. This fundamental principle of physics means that hot weather significantly reduces an aircraft's performance capabilities, requiring longer runways, restricting maximum takeoff weight, or, in extreme cases, preventing flight operations entirely until conditions improve. This physics reality creates serious operational constraints, particularly at airports situated at high elevations where air is naturally thinner, or facilities with shorter runways that limit acceleration distance. Heat waves regularly force airlines to make difficult operational decisions, including reducing passenger loads, limiting cargo weight, or waiting for cooler evening temperatures before attempting takeoff. During extreme heat events, airports in hot climates like Phoenix, Las Vegas, and Middle Eastern cities sometimes experience temporary flight restrictions when temperatures exceed aircraft operational limits. One documented case saw passengers removed from a flight when no volunteers stepped forward, with the airline randomly selecting individuals to reduce the aircraft's weight sufficiently to enable safe departure under high-temperature conditions. Cold weather advantages and challenges. While extreme heat poses significant aviation challenges, cold weather presents a remarkably different scenario for aircraft operations. Modern commercial jets routinely cruise at approximately 40,000 feet above sea level, where outside temperatures regularly plummet to -70°F or lower. Aircraft systems manage these frigid conditions remarkably well, keeping fuel warm during ground operations and relying on engine heat during flight to maintain proper fuel viscosity and flow. Paradoxically, cold air actually enhances flight performance because denser air provides superior lift, enabling aircraft to take off more quickly and cruise more efficiently. However, winter weather introduces its own set of complications that require careful management and specialized equipment. Ice and snow accumulation on critical surfaces, particularly wings, disrupts the smooth airflow patterns essential for generating lift and maintaining controlled flight. Ground crews combat this threat by spraying wings with heated antifreeze solutions before departure, melting any accumulated frozen precipitation. Once airborne, the problem largely resolves itself as hot air from the engine swarms the wing surfaces, while the aircraft's forward speed prevents new accumulation. Scientists have also documented concerning trends in headwind patterns, observing that beneficial headwinds have decreased by approximately 2.3 knots per decade, gradually reducing maximum takeoff weights and operational efficiency over time. The seemingly simple question of cabin temperature reveals layers of engineering complexity, economic pressure, and physical constraints that shape every flight experience. From the mysterious seat numbers that sparked viral curiosity to the sophisticated zoned climate control systems that maintain comfort across hundreds of passengers, aircraft environmental systems represent remarkable technological achievements. These systems must balance passenger comfort, operational efficiency, cost management, and the fundamental physics of flight, all while operating in one of Earth's most hostile environments. We hope this exploration of aircraft temperature management has illuminated aspects of air travel you never considered during your journeys. If you found this documentary fascinating and informative, please subscribe to the World Documentaries, give us a like, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you experienced uncomfortably hot or cold flights? Do you prefer airlines that keep cabins cooler or warmer? Your experiences and perspectives enrich our community's understanding of these everyday phenomena we often take for granted. Stay curious, keep exploring, and join us next time as we uncover more hidden complexities behind the systems and technologies that shape our modern world.